So recently there's been a little bit of tension, shall we say, between the USA and Canada, but it's not all bad news, especially if you're an architect. So architecture as a profession, it's very highly regulated. Each country has its own regulatory body that regulates it, kind of like doctors and lawyers, that kind of a thing. So in the States, you have the NCARBs. That's the National Council of Architectural Registration Boards. And then in Canada, you have the ROAC. That's the Regulatory Organizations of Architecture in Canada. So each one of these organizations regulates the profession in its respective country. Now, back in the fall, they did a little bit of negotiation, talked back and forth, and basically came to an agreement to recognize one another. So as of January 15th this year, 2026, we have a mutual recognition agreement between Canada and the USA for architects. So what does that mean? Well, basically it's a license for license agreement. So if you're a licensed architect in Canada, now you're available to work in the USA. And if you're a licensed architect in the US, you're now available to work in Canada. So this really allows for labor mobility, increased opportunities for architects in the profession. And generally, I think it's a great thing. So there are some exceptions. Of course, not all the states or territories necessarily have fully signed on to this. The majority certainly have, but there's a couple exceptions, and that means you might have to write some more licensing exams or sort of prove your credentials one way or another. And of course, you have to pay your fees. They always want those. But who does this apply to? Well, basically any architect that's in good standing in their home jurisdiction. So if you're working in a particular state or a particular province and you're in good standing, everything is fine, that allows you to be eligible to work across the border in the states or provinces that have signed on. So ultimately, I think this is great for the architecture profession. I think it's great for architects, and maybe most importantly, I think it's great for the general public because we'll get better projects across North America. And Canada and the US, sometimes, we have our disagreements, but this just goes to show that we can get along and we can come to an agreement on something important like this. And ultimately, it just, it's better for everyone when we work together for solutions like this. So if you're interested in the ROAC requirements or the NCARB requirements, I'll link to those down below in the description, and you can check out the requirements for particular provinces or states, whatever you're looking at, and see what's required in terms of the exams and fees and so on and so forth. So hopefully you found this helpful. Best of luck getting registered all over the country in North America, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.